So I do this every year. It's a tradition for the NBA Finals. And I had to pick a right beat for this. Usually I pick out random beats, but it only makes sense that I do this for Nipsey Hussle. Such a great rapper in the game, entrepreneur, give back to his community. So I choose this beat for him. And rest in peace, Nipsey the Great. Ladies and gentlemen, the National Basketball Association welcomes you to the NBA Finals, where the Eastern and Western champs collide to get rewarded the Larry O'Brien Trophy and the title of World Champions. This is a series best out of 7, and the first team to 4 wins is victorious. The Eastern team has the best record, so they are awarded home court advantage. With the format, it is a 2 home, 2 road, 1 home, 1 road, 1 home format. Let's meet the opponents. In the right corner, your Eastern Conference champions, sporting the red and white trunks. They have a record of 70 wins and 30 losses, regular seasons and playoff combined. This is their first time going to the Big Dance, led by the Claw, Kyle Lowry, and Spicy P from the 6, your Toronto Raptors. And in the left corner, your Western Conference champions, sporting the blue and yellow trunks. They have a record of 69 wins and 29 losses, regular season and playoffs combined. They are going for the 1, 2, 3-peat, led by the babyface assassin, Killer Clip, Drake, Kevin Durant. Your defending champions from the Bay Area, your Golden State Warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, time has arrived. Basketball. Welcome to the Ball Court Podcast. Cortez Paulus here. Kevin Carter over Skype. Kevin, what's up, man? How's it hanging up there in Jacksonville, sir?
It is hot.
Mo caliente, huh?
It is smoldering hot.
Hey.
It is 103 degrees.
Well, I wouldn't know yet because I hadn't stepped outside, but I believe you.
Don't.
Oh, man. This is the person living in Florida. We get this blazing heat. And
it's not even June.
Hey, you need to find a body of water, man. You're close to a beach over there.
Screw that shit. I got a pool.
Well, there you go. You got a pool. So
I got a pool. I'm jumping in that.
Hey, man, you staying hydrated up there, man?
No, I'm staying inside. That's what. That's how you stay hydrated. When people go, "You stay hydrated?" No, I stay inside.
Yeah, nah.
Huge difference.
Now I know we're supposed to be getting some rain over the weekend.
When?
I said over the weekend. You don't believe it, huh?
No. Dude, we had pop-up showers all over the place in Jacksonville yesterday. Mm-hmm. Not a bit at my house.
No, just went over you. Didn't.
No, just went. You know how he normally does.
Yeah.
And then no rain, just loudness. No rain. Speaking of
the weatherman tangent here, did you see the weatherman in Ohio that got on the people that was complaining about the Bachelorette? It was interrupting the show. How great was that? And how fitting, because I know you don't really like Ohio, that if people in Ohio complaining about the Bachelorette when there's a serious tornado coming through and trying to...
They don't care. Life.
So you rather watch a show and then get hit by a tornado and tell you the people what value of life is, man. Like...
They dumb.
The weatherman was right. Hey, I know he's probably going to get penalized for it, but he spoke his mind. And I ain't mad at it. Not
That's
mad
funny.
At it one bit. All right, well,
Good old Ohio.
Hey, I know you can go on all day about Ohio, so let's get to the topic at hand. So, got something going on, man. Tomorrow, what could it be, man? What we got going on here? We got something going on.
Another 103 day in Florida. Oh, no, you're talking about on TV.
Yes, on TV.
Ain't it the end of the NBA season is upon us?
Yes, we have the NBA Finals. The end is near, and we are here. And I can speak for myself. I can't really speak for Kevin, but I can speak for myself. But it's been a long week of no basketball.
It's been a long, however months of NBA season.
So, yes, we have the NBA Finals that will be happening, and we have the Toronto Raptors, who was at home, versus the Golden State Warriors, who was going for a three-peat. How they got here: Toronto defeated Orlando 4-1 in the first round. Second round, they defeated Philadelphia 4-3, and then they ended up being Milwaukee 4-2. Golden State defeated Los Angeles Clippers 4-3. They defeated Houston 4-2, and then they lost to Kevin Durant. We'll go more into detail with that. Then they swept Portland 4-0. Before we go into these two teams here, let's talk about the two teams that lost in the conference finals. Milwaukee, your thoughts on that series there, and were you stunned of the results? What was your thoughts about that team? That was a team that I thought was going to be here.
Milwaukee to me has that. They have that old. They're kind of like the Miami Heat teams with LeBron and them on there. How they were kind of mashed together, where they got one guy and then they surrounded him with shooters. Well, the one bad thing that happens is if your shooters start throwing up bricks, you lose. And that's what happened to them. They're shooters who have been consistent. Yeah, they got those couple of games, but when they needed them the most, the shooters just wasn't there. And then you got Kawhi who went Super Saiyan Kawhi throughout these playoffs.
Yeah.
He did his thing, and then the key thing was the Toronto Raptors guys that needed to stepped up.
Yep.
And then when you have that mix with their guys making shots and your guys throwing up bricks, that's what's going to end up happening.
It makes it easy for the defense, too, when you're not making your three-point shots that close out the paint, which is a big part of your game. So
exactly. The biggest part of Giannis's game is going inside because he doesn't have that consistent outside jumper. He develops the consistent outside jumper, he's going to be dirty.
Yes.
Especially in this day and age. He'll be dirty. In the past, he would have been dirty already. But in this day and age of basketball, you have to have a consistent jumper. I don't care if it's from 20 foot in. You have to have a consistent jumper. Yeah. And he just doesn't have that yet. He hasn't developed it all the way yet. Once he develops that, Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, even, Kevin, you're right. Even if he developed like a jumper range that like KG had, like mid-range, that'd be lethal through his game. He don't have to go all the way out to the three-point line. Yeah, it's nice you have it every now and then, but for the most part, yeah, if you develop that little 20-foot jumper, 15-foot mid-range jumper, then yeah, you're just that much lethal on the court. So
it was MJ. What did MJ do? He developed his jumper.
Yeah,
he went in there, worked on his jumper, and Wedge Jordan got the mid-range jumper down and started making it consistently. He was literally the dirtiest player in all of basketball.
Yeah.
And that's when he got dirty. That's when Mike became the best player in basketball, is when he developed that little turnaround jumper, and then he developed that mid-range shot, and he gradually increased his range. He just gradually increased it. But even the last thing to go when you get older is your jump shot. Mm-hmm. Mike was able to still score 20-something points a game because he had a jump shot. So these guys, and especially it is so critical to have somewhat of a mid-range to the three-point line game in this day and age, because that's the way this game is set up now. It's set up to benefit those guys that have that mid-range game or the three-point game. That's just the way the game has evolved.
So I don't know if you got into a little drama at the end of the series there, where as soon as the series is over, their beat writer released a story about Giannis being a free agent, and the NBA Finals run was pivotal for him staying around. So, of course, he called a reporter's name, Obviously, he knew that was a reporter that wrote the story on him, and he left and didn't answer the question. Thoughts on that?
There's a time and a place to bring up everything. The time and the place to bring him being up a free agent a year from now, not even this year, but a year from now, after next year. There's a time and a place to do everything. That was neither the time nor the place, because the emotions are on high.
Exactly.
Right then, especially after getting beat, especially the way they got beat. Your emotions are on high. You don't check somebody when their emotions are on high, because that's when you're going to get the response that we like to hear, but you're not going to get the real response from somebody. Whenever you check somebody when their emotions are on tilt, you're not going to get the correct answer. You're going to get the in-the-moment answer.
Yeah.
If you want the real answer, wait a little bit. So, hey, good for him for leaving, because he didn't want to say the wrong thing.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't blame him, man. I don't blame him at all. It's just a bad time. You don't time that right then. Let them do their exit interviews and all that stuff. That's when you ask them.
Exactly.
Ask them on their exit interview, not right after a game in which they could have went to the NBA Finals.
Yep, I agree.
That's stupid. And I hate it when they do that. And the same thing when they do it in football, asking people right after the game, well, you said man, get out of here with that.
Last thing I want to hear.
Don't bother people. Yeah, don't bother people with that right now. Don't bother people with money at this time in the juncture. Just like people are bothering Clay with the money situation. Man, leave Clay alone. Let him play in the finals first. Let him do this, then let him worry about it.
Exactly. They're worried about playing, basketball. They're not worried about it when the free agent get there.
Well, that's the bad part. The NBA now, we always focus on who's going to be the free agent next.
Yeah.
Ever since all the LeBron debacle, we focus on, these guys are free agents, this guy's free agent. No, man, let them play ball. Then focus after the year's over. The NBA offseason is one of the shortest ones ever. Everything gets done fast.
Yeah.
Let them get done playing basketball. Good God, y'all started talking about this shit at Christmas.
Already, right?
That's when they started, man. They started as soon as the year starts. They start who's going to be available next year. Man, let them get the basketball over with. But the bad part is basketball players are some of the most business. They got the business mind in their head already going. Thanks to LeBron doing all his stuff, they've already got it in their head who they want to team up with and all that stuff. So this stuff keeps going on and on and on. And literally, I don't think a lot of them focus on basketball. I think a lot of them focus on other stuff more than they do basketball.
Yeah.
And that's the downfall you see in some of it. You think Kyrie Irving was focused on playing in the playoffs? Or was he focused on what he's going to do in the offseason? Really just by the way he played, you can see what he was focused on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely agree on that one. The Portland and series that went 4-0, I mean, there's not really much to talk about. Golden State just came out and swept them. They handled business. They did without Kevin Durant. And
Golden State does what they always do. They let you get that lead, and then they do what I like to call the soul-sucking out run, to where they literally hit that third quarter, and they just take your soul and suck it right out of you. Because you think you got them where you want them, but then it's just like you'll see somebody hit one of them stupid three-pointers, whether it be Clay or Steph, and then you just see the other team, you can see their shoulders slump.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, shit, here it comes. And then that's what they do. They just like, you suck it. Like they got a Hoover, and they're like, okay, we're just going to take it right now. Just suck it away from it.
A lot of people.
And where Portland made a lot of runs to counteract that runs, they just didn't have enough.
Yeah.
And Draymond Green, I don't care what anybody says, that's the best I've seen him play basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Those 4 games were the best basketball I've seen Draymond Green play.
Almost averaged nearly a triple-double in that series.
The one-handed rebound and that pass he threw the one game, it's like Draymond played in another level.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the best basketball I've seen him play. I was impressed.
Gotcha.
And we've been getting Draymond the whole time, hard time, but that was some good basketball he was playing.
All right. Well, these folks met twice in the regular season, and there was a lot of injuries everywhere around this season series. So November 29th, Toronto won 131-128. Kevin Durant did play that game, but I believe Curry and somebody was out.
I think Curry and Draymond was out that game.
They was